नमः सर्वेभ्यः राम राम राम। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। पठामि संस्कृतं नित्यं वदामि संस्कृतं सदा। ध्यायामि संस्कृतं सम्यक् वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम्। संस्कृतस्य प्रसाराय नैजं सर्वं ददाम्यहम्। संस्कृतस्य सदा भक्तो वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम्। संस्कृतस्य कृते जीवन् संस्कृतस्य कृते यजन् आत्मानमाहुतं मन्ये वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम्। वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम्। वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम्। नमः सर्वेभ्यः राम राम राम। शुभ गुरुवासरः। अद्य परिचयस्थरस्य 18 वर्गः, षष्ठपाठस्य अन्तिमभागः, तृतीयभागः। Before we start class, let us observe a minute silence for the victims of Kashmir. What has happened there is absolutely unacceptable and devastating. Let us maintain a minute silence before we start class. Bharati. Anvaya Kramaha. We will skip to the Anvaya Kramaha of today. Who is doing the presentation? So the last part was when Pagni Bhavati Karot. Purvam Kim Abhavat iti Uktva Anantaram Vadat.
नमस्ते भगिनी।
पूर्वपाठस्य श्लोकद्वयं भगिनी पठित्वा किम् अभवत् इति वदतु. So just let's quickly recap what we did in the previous.
पौरैरनुगतो दूरं पित्रा दशरथेन च शृङ्गवेरपुरे सूतं गङ्गाकूले व्यसर्जयत् गुहमासाद्य धर्मात्मा निषादाधिपतिं प्रियम्. Rama was followed by the citizens and his father Dasharatha for some distance. And in Shringaverapura, which is on the banks of river Ganges, he met his friend Guha, who is the king of the hunter tribe. And at that time, he sent back his charioteer, who is Sumantra.
उत्तमम्. अत्र पौरैः पित्रा दशरथेन च दूरम् अनुगतः कः धर्मात्मा रामः इति अवगतमस्ति. किं कृतवान्? शृङ्गवेरपुरे निषादाधिपतिं प्रियं गुहम् आसाद्य गङ्गाकूले सूतं व्यसर्जयत्. अन्वयः अग्रे.
चित्रकूटम् अनुप्राप्य भरद्वाजस्य शासनात् रम्यमावसथं कृत्वा रममाणा वने त्रयः देवगन्धर्व शास्तत्र ते न्यवसन् सुखम्. Meaning, shall I tell the meaning? As per the direction of sage Bharatwaja, after they reached Chitrakuta and built a beautiful hermitage, the three of them resembled like the Devas and Gandharvas and lived happily there in the forest.
Correct. अत्र अन्वयक्रमः भरद्वाजस्य शासनात् चित्रकूटम् अनुप्राप्य रम्यम् आवसथं कृत्वा देवगन्धर्वसङ्काशाः इव इति अध्याहारः कः अथवा के ते त्रयः दोस् त्री किं कृतवन्तः वने रममाणाः सुखं न्यवसन् न्यवसन् इति लङ्लकारस्य क्रियापदमस्ति अत्र अन्वयः
चित्रकूटं गते
अहं वदामि भगिनी भवती अनुवदतु सो दट् एव्रिबडी एल्स् गेट् चाण्टिङ्ग् चित्रकूटं गते रामे
चित्रकूटं गते रामे
पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा
पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा
राजा दशरथः स्वर्गम् जगाम विलपन् सुतम् चित्रकूटं गते रामे पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा
चित्रकूटं गते रामे पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा
राजा दशरथः स्वर्गम् जगाम विलपन् सुतम्
राजा दशरथः स्वर्गं जगाम विलपन् सुतम्.
उत्तमम् एकवारं पठतु भवती पठतु अन्य सर्वे म्यूट् मध्ये पठतु
चित्रकूटं गते रामे पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा राजा दशरथः स्वर्गं जगाम विलपन् सुतम्.
पदविभागः
पदविभागः चित्रकूटं गते रामे पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा राजा दशरथः जगाम पुत्रशोकातुरः तथा राजा दशरथः स्वर्गं जगाम विलपन् सुतम्.
अत्र एकमेव पुत्रशोकातुरः इति विसर्गसन्धिः बहु सरलमस्ति पदविभागः अन्वयः अपि च चित्रकूटं गते रामे पुत्रशोकातुरः अत्र विसर्गसन्धिः तथा राजा दशरथः स्वर्गं मनसि स्थापयन्तु अत्र पदविभागे तु स्वर्गम् इति मकाररूपेण लेखितव्यम् जगाम विलपन् सुतम् वाक्यविश्लेषणम्
क्रियापदम is jagama. Main kriyapadam is jagama, which is gam dhatu lit lakaraha.
Uttamam.
Vilapan is also ancillary kind of kriyapadam, which is shatru pratyayaha.
Prathama vibhaktihi.
Prathama vibhaktihi. Then Prathama Vibhakti Putra Shokaturaha Raja Dasharatha.
Uttamam. Putra Shokaturaha Raja Dasharatha. Dasharatha iti kartrupadam asti. Kartrupadasya varnanam कीदृशः Putra Shokaturaha. Dasharatha kaha Dasharatha Raja Nripaha. पुत्रशोकातुरः राजा दशरथः विलपन् इति अपि शत्रुप्रत्ययस्य प्रथमा विभक्तिः एव।
द्वितीया विभक्ति इस् चित्रकूटं स्वर्गं सुतं।
चित्रकूटं स्वर्गं सुतं।
सप्तमी इस् रमे रामे रामे गते रामे I saw it as Sati Saptami. It is called when an event is happening.
Correct. यदा रामः वनं गतवान् तदा यदा रामः गतः तदा यदा तदा there is a different kind of prayogah which you will learn in Siksha, which is called Sati Saptami prayogah. You can actually do the yada tada in Saptami vibhakti, which is Gate Rame. For now, just note it down. You can just write it down in bracket. It is Sati Saptami prayogah. How can it be? Gate Rame, right? 1 minute, but I'm just getting a call. 1 second. क्षम्यता। अत्र रामे गते अत्र रामः गतवान् इति अस्माभिः ज्ञातं। रामः गतः अपि भवितुमर्हति, किन्तु केचन इक्तप्रयोगाः कर्तरि कर्मणि प्रयोगे उभयो अपि भवितुमर्हति। मया पूर्वमेव उक्तं, right? So for some of the dhatus you can actually say Gatah, which is ikta prayogah karmani in kartari prayogah also. So we also can say Ramah Gatah. Rame gate iti kutra bhavati. Yada Ramah Gatah tada iti vakyam asti chet. Yada tada iti padadvaya stane saptami vibhakti prayogah upayujya prayogam upayujya lekitum shakyate. That is called Sati Saptami Prayogah. So that which is Rame Gate. Uttama Bhagini, I'm glad you found out what it is. Uttama.
Avyayam is Tatha.
Avyayam Ekapadameva. Tatha iti Avyayam. Uttama.
Pratipadatta.
Arthaha kaha? What is happening here?
So when Rama had reached Chitrakuta, along with Sita and Lakshmana, Raja Dasharatha was grief-stricken due to the separation of his son, and lamenting over his son, he died. Swargam prapta. Jagama.
Anvaya katham bhavati.
Meaning, right? For each.
Anvaya is prose order.
Rame Chitrakutam Gate Putra Shokaturaha Raja Dasharatha Tatha Sutam Vilapan Swargam Jagama.
Pustake api asmin stare tu katham dattam asti bhagini. They have given, 1 second, I'm just opening the book. Atra pustake shashtapataha khalu. Prathamam Shlokaha, Anantaram Padavibhagaha, Anantaram Anvayaha. So they've given the Anvayaha. So usually you do the Anvaya Kramaha, you do the Padavibhagaha, Anvaya Kramaha, and then you arrive at the Anvayaha. But because we don't know the Anvaya Krama yet, how do we do the Anvaya Krama? We have not learned that. We will learn that in the next thara. So for now, after the Shloka, you do the Padavibhagaha, which is splitting of the padas which are there, whether it is Sayogaha or Sandhi, you split that. You don't do the Samasta pada splitting, right? So if it is Purushottamaha, you don't say Purusheshu Uttamaha. You don't split there. Purusha Uttama, you don't split it like that. You just say Purushottamaha. That's it. Even though it is a Samasta pada. Padavibhage tu asmin stare yat padam dattam tat padam eva lekitavyam. Anantaram Anvaya. So generally try to understand what is the meaning. Atra kim bhavati iti. Yada Ramaha Chitrakutam gatavan tasmin samaye eva Dasharatha putra viyogat vilapan sa Dasharatha degatyaham kritva swargam gatavan mritavan iti artha. तदेव अर्थः अनन्तरम् अन्वयः अन्वयस्य अनन्तरं प्रतिपदार्थः आङ्ग्लभाषायां दत्तमस्ति किन्तु वयं संस्कृतेन प्रयत्नं कुर्मः अन्वयः
अन्वयः रामे चित्रकूटं गते पुत्रशोकातुरः तथा पुत्रशोकातुरः तथा राजा दशरथः सुतं विलपन् स्वर्गं जगाम
तथा इति अत्र भवति वा
राजा दशरथः तथा सुतं विलपन् स्वर्गं जगाम
अत्र पुत्रशोकातुरः राजा इति पदद्वयम् अस्ति कीदृशपदं what type of pada is that
पुत्रशोकातुरः is visheshana
right so between a visheshana and a visheshyam you don't put any other pada there
okay Raja Dasharatha Sutam Vilapan Swargam Jagama. That Tatha is something which is missing even in the book.
So you can just say Rame Chitrakutam Gate, you can put the Tatha here.
Okay.
Putra Shoka Turaha Raja Dasharatha Vilapan, you can put it here. It's basically added for the chandas, I think, tatha.
In that way.
I don't know if it is a continuation of yatha tata, where there's an example given. I don't remember Sankshepa Ramayana. Rame Chitrakutam Gate, Putra Shokaturaha, Raja Dasharatha, Sutam Vilapan, Tatha, Swargam, Jagama. Athava Rame Chitrakutam Gate, Tatha, Putra Shokaturaha. Tatha means like that. पुत्रशोकातुरः तदपि भवितुमर्हति अत्र राजा दशरथः सुतं विलपन् स्वर्गं जगाम make sure that the padas are there in the अन्वयः प्रतिपदार्थः
रामे चित्रकूटं गते यदा रामः चित्रकूटं गतवान् तथा when Rama reached Chitrakutam
very good
पुत्रशोकातुरः पुत्र विरहात् दुःखितः grief stricken due to separation of his son Raja Dasharatha Ayodhya King Dasharatha Ayodhya Raja Dasharatha Sutam Vilapan Sutam Rudan or Krandan lamenting over his son Swargam Jagama went to heaven Mritavan
Mritavan iti arthah Dasharatha tatha sutam vilapan I think I did this Anvaya in the Sankshepa Ramayana class. One of my students is just messaged in here. Rame Chitrakutam Gate Raja Dasharatha tatha comes here, is it? Yeah, I think this tatha can be put anywhere. It's not a big deal. Anantaram. Atra yatha Bhagini Uktavati Chitrakutam Gate Rame Yada Sri Ramaha Chitrakutam Gatavan Tada iti artha. Sorry. Not been keeping well. Rame Gate Putra Shokaturaha Putra Viyogat Vyakulaha Dukitaha is a nice word, so we can add that here. Saralameva Kadu, we all know Dukitaha. Prathama Vibhakto Bhavati Dukitaha api Ikta Prayogaha. Raja Dasharatha Nripaha Dasharatha Sutam Vilapan Evan Putram Smaran Vilapam cha Kurvan Vilapam cha Kurvan Swargam Jagama Deham Atyajat Atava Swargam Gatavan Atava Mritavan. Basically, he passed away. Iti artha. Uttama Bhagini. So you can say all this together and then you can do the Bhavartaha. Bhavartaha Laghu Eva. So it is very short.
Yada Ramaha Chitrakutam Gatavan Tada putra shokat पीडितः और दुःखितः अयोध्या राजा दशरथः पुत्रं स्मरन् क्रन्दनं च कुर्वन् देहं त्यक्त्वा मृतवान्.
उत्तमं. देहं त्यक्त्वा मृतवान्. उत्तमम्. अत्र यदा श्रीरामः चित्रकूटं गतवान् तदा पुत्रवियोगात् दुःखितः, व्याकुलः, पीडितः. नृपः अयोध्या राजा दशरथः, नृपः अयोध्यायाः नृपः दशरथः तस्य पुत्रं स्मरन् विलापं कुर्वन् च मृतवान्. देहत्यागं कृत्वा सः मृतवान्. पठतु भगिनि. आङ्ग्लभाषा पठतु, अनन्तरं तात्पर्यं वदतु.
Okay. When Rama went to Chitrakuta, King Dasharatha was deeply overcome with grief due to the separation from his son. The pain of losing Rama was unbearable for him. Reflecting on his own actions that led to Rama's exile, the king was consumed by guilt and sorrow. Unable to endure the distress caused by Putra Vyogat, separation from his son, Dasharatha passed away within a short period and departed for the heavenly realms.
तात्पर्यम्
रामः सीता लक्ष्मणाभ्यां सह चित्रकूटं गतवान्. तत्र ते सन्तुष्टाः अभवन्. परन्तु राजा दशरथः पुत्रविरगात् बहु दुःखितः अभवत्. सः सदा रामस्य स्मरणं कृत्वा रुदितवान्. तस्य कारणात् एव रामः वनं गतवान् इति चिन्तितवान्. पुत्रशोकात् तस्य देहं त्यक्त्वा स्वर्गं गतवान्.
उत्तमं. पुत्रशोकात् तस्य देहं त्यक्त्वा स्वर्गं गतवान्. उत्तमं. वेरी गुड भगिनि. पठतु स्क्रीन् मध्ये दृष्ट्वा.
रामः सीता लक्ष्मणाभ्यां सह चित्रकूटं गतवान्. तत्र ते सन्तुष्टाः अभवन्. किन्तु अयोध्या नगरे रामस्य पिता महाराजः दशरथः बहु दुःखितः अभवत्. रामे विना दशरथस्य जीवनमेव व्यर्थम् अभवत्. प्रतिदिनं पुत्रवियोगात् पीडितः दशरथः सदा दुःखम् अनुभूतवान्.
एकनिमिषं. दुःखम्.
स्वस्य कारणात् एव रामः वनं गतवान् इति चिन्तितवान्. पुनः पुनः पुत्रस्य नाम उक्त्वा तं स्मरन् विलपन् च सः तस्य देहं त्यक्त्वा स्वर्गं गतवान्.
उत्तमं. सम्यक् भगिनि. I think your explanation also was crisp and very nice. उत्तमम्. एकवारं पठतु. अन्वयः वदतु. अन्वयं वदतु. पठतु.
The Shloka itself.
एकवारं श्लोकं पठित्वा अन्वयः कः इति वदतु.
चित्रकूटं गते रामे पुत्रशोकातुरस्तथा राजा दशरथः स्वर्गं जगाम विलपन् सुतम्. अन्वयः. रामे चित्रकूटं गते पुत्रशोकातुरः राजा दशरथः तथा सुतं विलपन् स्वर्गं जगाम.
Vilapan. So whenever the Vilapan comes, the previous pada will be in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Sutam Smaran. So if it is Smaran also, whatever Chaturthya, the previous pada will be in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Atra Swargam Jagama. Jagama iti Kriya Padam Ante Bhavati. Putra Swargam. Everything else is here. दशरथः इति विशेष्य पदं विशेष्य पदात् पूर्वम् अत्र पुत्रशोकातुरः राजा कीदृशः इति पूर्वं भवति. उत्तमं भगिनि. वेरी वेल् डन्.
थैंक यू.
वेरी वेल् डन्. Dukham. That is the pada. It is not dukham. It is dukham. So you have the visargaha there in between. Amritavalli Bhagini, Prashnaha kaha chat madhye स्थापयतु भगिनी. द्वितीय अन्वयक्रमः का करोति? तृप्ति भगिनी.
नमस्कारं भगिनी.
नमस्ते. वदामि भवती अनुवदतु. गते तु तस्मिन् भरतो
गते तु तस्मिन् भरतो
वसिष्ठ प्रमुखैर्द्विजैः
वसिष्ठप्रमुखैर्द्विजैः
नियुज्यमानो राज्याय नैच्छद्राज्यं महाबलः गते तु तस्मिन् भरतो वसिष्ठ प्रमुखैर्द्विजैः
गते तु तस्मिन् भरतो वसिष्ठप्रमुखैर्द्विजैः
नियुज्यमानो राज्याय नैच्छद्राज्यं महाबलः
नियुज्यमानो राज्याय नैच्छद्राज्यं महाबलः.
उत्तमं. पूर्णं पठतु.
गते तु तस्मिन् भरतो वसिष्ठप्रमुखैर्द्विजैः नियुज्यमानो राज्याय नैच्छद्राज्यं महाबलः.
पदविभागः.
I will try, Bhagini. First time I'm doing, I'm a little scared.
No, I'll help you.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. First I will start with the pada vibhagah. Pada vibhagah gate tu tasmin bharatah. Next is vasishtha pramukhaihi dvijaihi nyujyamanah राज्याय न ऐच्छत् राज्यं महाबलः.
उत्तमम्. अत्र गते तु तस्मिन् भरतः विसर्गः अस्ति. विसर्गस्य उत्वं भवति. शिक्षा स्तरे पठिष्यामः. अनन्तरमपि विसर्गसन्धिः एव. वसिष्ठप्रमुखैः रेफ विसर्गस्य रेफः भवति. द्विजैः यत्र उकारः भवति. Where the visargah becomes utvam and then visargah becomes repah. These are all visarga sandhis. Punah niyujyamano visargasya utvam bhavati. Atra sandhihi kaha na
ऐच्छत् वृद्धि
सन्धिः. उत्तमम्. अस्माभिः अस्मिन् स्तरे पठ्यते. अत्र न ऐच्छत् नैच्छत्
नैच्छत्.
उत्तमम्. अत्र ऐच्छत् राज्यम् अपि व्यञ्जनसन्धिः. तकारस्थाने दकारः भवति. जष्ट्वसन्धिः शिक्षास्तरे पठिष्यामः. ऐच्छत् राज्यम् ऐच्छद् राज्यम् इति भवति. महाबलः समानमेव. अत्र सन्धि 1 2 3 4 5. There are 5 sandhis in this. So you have to write the split carefully. Gate tu parikshayam bhavati padavibhagam kritva anvayam likitva tatparyam likatu iti parikshayam bhavati. Atra padavibhage tu yatra sandhihi asti sandhim vibhajya lekaniyam. So in padavibhaga you can't write vasishta pramukhair dvijaihi iti likhamaha chet atra doshah bhavati. So in Padavibhaga, you have to do the Sandhi split there. Gate tu tasmin okarah asti bharatah vasishta pramukaihi dvijaihi punah niyujyamanah rajyaya na aicchat. This is one Sandhi we know. Na aicchat rajyam Mahabalaha. So be careful when you're writing the Padavibhaga. Anantaram, Vakya Visleshanam.
Yes. Vakya Vishleshanam. First, Kriya. Kriya Padam is Aichat. Aichat is the main Kriya here. Pratama Vibhaktihi. Harataha. Niyujyamanaha. Mahabalaha.
Uttamam. Niyujyamanaha. Bharataha Niyujyamanaha.
Mahabalaha.
Yeah, so I like it when we do it Krama. I mean, I don't know why I put it this way. So it should be Prathama Bhaktau Bharataha iti bhavati Anantaram Niyujyamanaha Anantaram Mahabalaha. So one go word by word and see which one is in Prathama Dvitiya Tritiya iti. Bharataha Niyujyamanaha Mahabalaha.
Dvitiya Vibhakti is Rajyam.
What did he did not want? Rajyam. So that is Dharmapada.
Rajyam na Aichat. Tritiya Vibhakti is Vasishtha Pramukhaihi and Dvijaihi.
Like Ramaihi. So that is
Ramaihi.
So Ramaihi, Vasishtha Pramukaihi, Dvijaihi. So that will be the Tritiya Vibhakti.
Bahuvachanam. All Bahuvachanam.
Uttamam.
Chaturthi Vibhakti is Rajyaya. Rajyaya.
Like Ramaya.
Ramaya. Then Saptami Vibhakti is Tasmin and Gati. Tasmin and Gati. Avyayam is Tu and Na.
Correct. Aichat is the Kriya Padam, which is Lang Lakaraha of what dhatu?
Ich.
Ish.
Ish.
Ish dhatu. Lat Lakaraha kattam bhavati?
Ichchati.
Uttamam. Ichchati Aichat. Uttamam. So that is the Kriya Padam. Kriya Padam. Uttamam. Anvayaha?
Bhagini, if you don't mind, can I do the Pratipadartham first and then Anvayaha?
Go ahead. You want to do it that way? I have to flip my slide.
First Pratipadartham, first portion is Tasmin Gatetu. So, Yada Dasharataha Gatavan Asit. When Dasharatha had gone for his heavenly abode. Tasmin Gatetu. Next is Bharataha, Ramasya Anujaha. Vasishtha Pramukhaihi. Vasishtha Pramukhaihi is Vasishtha Sreshtaha Eva. That means all other chief and Vasishtha Munihi. And Dvijaihi is Vipraihi, all Brahmins. Niyujyamanaha. Niyujyamanaha, I could find Niyuktamanaha. Niyuktamanaha, being appointed. They wanted actually to Bharat to get appointed as the king to rule the kingdom. So Rajyaya is Samrajyaya for the sake of ruling the kingdom. Ruling the kingdom. And na aichat, ichha nasti, artham. Na aichat rajyam, samrajyam ichha nasti. We can say.
Samrajyasya.
Samrajyasya ichha nasti.
Or Samrajye ichha nasti.
Okay, Saptam. Okay. Then Mahabalaha is Mahaviraha, Mahaparakramaha. This is mighty. So they're talking about Bharata. Mahabalaha Bharata.
So what is the English meaning? Overall meaning?
Overall meaning. Overall meaning is when Dasharatha had gone for his heavenly abode, all the seniors, Vasishtha Muni and other senior Brahmins, they wanted to they wanted Bharat, Mahabalaha Bharat, mighty Bharat to rule the kingdom. They wanted him to appoint him to be appointed as the king for king. And but Bharat being he thought that it is not like he didn't want to Mahabalaha Bharat, mighty Bharat did not want to occupy the throne. They wanted him to they wanted him to rule the kingdom, but Bharat was not interested to rule the kingdom. Am I right?
Super. Correct. Very good.
Now I want to say the Anvaya. Anvaya actually Aichat is the verb. Aichat is the verb, and na Aichat comes with na avyayam comes with Aichat. So na Aichat and kim na Aichat, rajyam na Aichat. He is not interested for the kingdom. Now, who is not interested? Mahabalaha Bharataha. Okay. And like how this topic came, like why he is not interested, he is telling, because tasmin gatetu means when Raja Dasharatha had already gone for his heavenly abode. Vasishtha, so the sequence, it will be like this. Tasmin gatetu Vasishtha pramukhaihi dvijaihi rajyaya niyojyamanaha mahabalaha bharataha rajyam na aichat. So this is here. Tasmin gatetu Vishna. This is the Anvayaha kramaha. Now
पुनः एकवारं पठतु.
तस्मिन् दशरथे गतेतु वसिष्ठ प्रमुखैः विजयैः राज्याय नियोज्यमानः महाबलः भरतः राज्यं न ऐच्छत्.
ऐच्छत्. किं न ऐच्छत्? राज्यं न ऐच्छत्. कः न ऐच्छत्? भरतः. कीदृशः भरतः? नियुज्य राज्याय महाबलः नियुज्यमानः कस्मै? राज्याय. By whom? So this whole thing is in कर्मणि प्रयोगः. By whom? वशिष्ठ प्रमुखैः द्विजैः. kada? When did this happen? तस्मिन् समये. तस्मिन् is kada? When दशरथे गते. When दशरथः मृतवान् इति अर्थः. It's constructed very beautifully. Right? So it has a nice construction of
it's very sequential.
Kriya, karma, karta, and then you have chaturthi, and then you have tritiya, and then you have the saptami, right? So it has a nice, all the vibhakti, most of the vibhaktis are there, except I think Shashti and Panchami. The construction is very beautiful in this particular verse.
This only Panchami and Shashti is not there.
Correct.
Except everything is there. Then one thing, Bhagini, I found out that Gatetu Tasmin is called as Sati Saptami Prayogaha. We have not learnt that.
Same with Niyujyamanaha also. So this is
same, okay.
Which is Shanach Pratyayah. So Amritavalli Bhagini had asked how is it Prathama Vibhakti for Vilapan? Just give me a second. Let me just quickly explain. So when we have a person doing two actions, right? So for example, the boy is reading at the same time he is watching TV, right? Or he's eating and then he's watching TV. So how will we say this? Say that balakaha kadati, balakaha duradarshanam pashyati. I'm just going to quickly say because there are a lot of shlokas which have these Shatrushanach Pratyayah. So I'll just briefly touch upon it. It is like 6-7 chapters in Siksha. So I can't summarize all of that now, but I'll just quickly tell what it is. So balakaha khadati samana samaye saha duradarshanam pashyati. Atra karya dvayam bhavati. कार्यद्वयं किम् अत्र खादनं भवति दर्शनं भवति both of them are happening so अत्र बालकः खादन् दूरदर्शनं पश्यति so the boy while eating is watching TV that will be the Angila sentence balakah khadan is shatru pratyayah where khad dhatu which is parasmaipadi dhatu becomes khadan. Now you can change the sentence in such a way such that you say eating boy is watching TV. So the boy who is eating, you can twist it a little bit saying that the eating boy is watching TV. So khadan balakah Duradarshanam pashyati. So that Kadan becomes the Viseshanam for Balakah. What kind of boy? The boy who is eating. So the eating boy. I'm just loosely translating it into English. Eating boy is watching TV. Kadan Balakah Duradarshanam pashyati. So Kidrishaha Balakah Kadan Balakah. Balakah Prathama Vibhaktau asti Kadan api Prathama Vibhaktihi eva. So the eating boy, Duradarshanam pashyati, khadan, khadantau, khadantah, pathan, pathantau, pathantah. Sapta vibhaktishu bhavati. So it can take any of the seven vibhaktis. So if you are looking at the eating boy, then it will be in Tritiya vibhakti. If you are going with the eating boy, it will become Tritiya vibhakti. So that eating boy becomes like a Viseshanam Viseshyam. So I will stop here. I am not going to take any questions further on this Shatru Pratyayah. I will stop here. If you have any other question, you can ask because I can't do justice to Siksha Pathanam here in one class. So for now, you can just take Khadan is Shatru Pratyayah Parasmaipadi Dhatuhu. The same thing, if it is in Atmanepadi Dhatu, it becomes Shanach Pratyayah. So, for example, I am looking, the boy is doing salutation and then he is also say reciting a shloka. So, Vandamanaha Balakaha Shlokam Vadati. The boy is offering salutation and then at the same time he is reciting a shloka. So, Balakaha Vandate, Balakaha Shlokam Vadati. So, Vandamanaha Balakaha Shlokam Vadati. So, when it is Vandadatu, Atmanepadi, the saluting boy is saying a shloka, reciting a shloka. Iti arthaha. If you have questions, please put it in chat. If it is relevant, I will answer. So, Samanam here, Niyujyamanaha is defining Bharataha. So, that Bharata who was appointed, the appointed, Rajye appointed Bharata, iti arthaha. So, that becomes a Viseshanam for Bharata, which is Shanach Pratyayah, Yujjadatu. Screen madhye patatu, screen drishtva patatu bagini.
Tasmin gate. Should I recite the shloka also, Bhagini?
Na avashyakam. Patatu pratipadartha.
Pratipadarthaha. Tasmin gate. Yada Raja Dasharathaha Swargam Gatavan. Vasishtha Pramukhaihi. Vasishthyadi Munibhihi.
Vasishtadi. Vasishtha Vasishtadi. Vasishtadi. Sorry, I have a bad migraine today. Vasishtadi Munibhihi. Vasishta Pramukaihi.
Vasishtadi Munibhihi. Dvijaihi Brahmanaihi.
Vipraihi. Those who are born twice.
Rajyaya. Rajya Paripalanaya. Niyujyamanaha. Rajya Padavyam Niyuktaha. Rajya Padavyam Niyuktaha. Mahabalaha Shaktiman. Bharataha Ramasya Bhrata Bharataha. Rajyam राज्य पदवीं न ऐच्छत् न इष्टवान्
उत्तमम् अत्र भावार्थः कः
भावार्थः
शॉर्ट वन
या राजा दशरथः स्वर्गलोकं गतवान् आसीत् वसिष्ठः मुख्यः च विप्रैः महावीरः भरतः साम्राज्याय नियुक्तवान् वसिष्ठः मुख्यः च विप्रैः
so Vasishtha will not come there. So your sentence underline all the Prathama Vibhaktis.
Vasishtha.
Then
Mukhyaha.
Then
Mahaviraha.
Then
Bharataha.
And then what is your Kriya Padam?
Niyuktavan.
So did Bharataha Niyuktavan?
Samrajyaya Niyuktavan.
No.
Bharatam Samrajyaya Niyuktavan.
Correct. So that is the first correction. So Bharatam Samrajyaya Niyuktavan. Correct. And then how many are doing the Niyuktanam?
Some people like Vasishtaha and some more Brahmins.
So then Niyuktavan is what Vachanam?
Okay. Niyuktavantaha.
Correct. Niyuktavantaha. Now, one more correction.
Mahaviraha.
So
Mahaviraha. Bharatam means Mahaviram Bharatam.
Correct. Mahaviram Bharatam. Correct. Now, your Vasishtaha is in what Vibhakti?
Singular.
Vibhakti.
Vibhakti is Prathama.
Say, read the next word.
Mukhyaha.
What Vibhakti?
Singular.
Vibhakti.
Vibhakti Prathama.
Read the next word.
Next word is Cha Vipraihi. This is Bahuvachanam. Tritiya Vibhakti.
What have you done?
Correct.
There is only one change you need to make there. What is the change?
Vipraha.
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 Plural. Vasishtaha.
Because many. Yeah.
Vasishtaha Mukhya Vipraha or Mukhyaha Vipraha.
Okay.
Right?
Vipraha.
Cha. Mahaviram. I'm trying to sing. Bharatam. Rajyaya.
Samrajyaya Niyuktavantaha.
Uttamam. Purna Vakyam Ekavaram Patato. Very good, Bhakti. Ekavaram Patato.
Vasishtaha Mukhyaha Vipraha cha Mahaviram Paratam Samrajyaya Niyuktavan. Sorry, Niyuktavantaha.
Niyuktavantaha. They did the Niyuktanam of Bharata for the Parajya Paripalanam. Agre Patato.
Tathapi Bharataha Rajyam na Aichat.
Na Ishtavan. So Aichat is there in the Shloka. So Abhilashitavan. Change into another word. Kintu Mahabalaha or Shaktiman Bharataha Rajyam na Ishtavan. Abhilashitavan.
Okay.
Ishwa Patato?
1 minute. Mahabalaha Tathapi Mahabalaha Bharataha Rajyam na Ishtavan.
Uttamam. Screen Drishtva Patato?
Pardon?
Screen Drishtva Patato Bhagini?
Screen Drishtva. Okay.
Samana Artha. I've just given.
Yada Raja Dasharatha Swargam Gatavan Tada Vasishtadi Munibhihi Brahmanaihi cha Ramasya Bhrata Shaktiman Bharataha. Oh, Shaktiman Bharataha. Okay. Rajya Paripalanaya Rajyam Padavyam Niyuktaha Asit.
Atra Munibihi, Brahmanaihi, iti Tritiya Vibhakti asti.
Tritiya Vibhakti.
Then you can say Bharata and Niyuktaha in Prathama.
Prathama.
If I say Vashishtaha, Vashishtaha, Ityadayaha, Munayaha, Brahmanaha cha, then it will become Shaktimantam Bharatam Rajya Paripalanaya Rajya Padavyam Niyuktavantaha. Then it will become, so you can write it in Kartari or you can write it in Karmani. If it is Karmani Prayogaha, Atra Tritiya Vibhaktau Bhavati, Bharatah Shaktiman Niyuktaha iti Atra Ikta Prayogaha. This will be in Prathama Vibhakti. You are using Prathama Vibhakti here. Bharatah Shaktiman, all those will become Dvitiya Vibhakti and this will be in Tavatu Pratyayaha.
Okay. Kintu dharmanishthah Bharatah rajyam na abhilashitavan.
Uttamam. Tatparyam.
Shall I read what I wrote? Raja Dasharatah Swargaloke Gatavan.
Lokam
Gatavan Asit. Ramaha Vanam Gatavan.
Atra Asit iti na avashika bhagnida. He went only, no, it's not has gone. So Raja Dasharatha went to Swargaloka. So went directly will be Gatavan.
Tada Ramaha Vanam Gatavan Asit.
Tada Ramaha Vanam Gatavan.
Gatavan. Tada Singhasanartham Ekaha Raja Niyuktam Prayojanam Asit. I was little confused with this. They wanted to choose one Raja for the throne. It was required.
Tada Punaha Patatu.
Simhasanartham.
Simhasanartham. So for the Simhasanam.
Ekaha Raja Niyuktum. No,
Tumun Pratyaya won't come there. You can just say Ekaha Raja Ekaha Nripaha Avashyakaha, right? You can just say one thing was required. So Avashyakam, I'm just checking here. I think it can also be used as Avashyakam.
Was needed, like was required.
It can be used as an adjective. So you can say there is a Avashyakam is good enough, I think. So there is one thing where I'm just trying to remember the usage. So Kshirasya Avashyakam. I think when it is Avashyakaha.
No problem, Bhagini, we can proceed otherwise.
No, I'm just, so if I help clarify this, you can use the Avashyakam in the right way. Or just give me 1 second. I'm just thinking Avashyakam, it is necessary. So you can just say Avashyakam, that is good enough. But then Ekasya Simhasanartham Ekasya Nripasya Avashyakam Asit.
Okay.
I will check this prayoga. I used to make this mistake and my friend Vidya Bhagni, I remember her correcting me this once. I will check this and then Eva Avashyakam Bahu Shigram.
Raja Dasharatha.
Ekanamsham Bhagni. So Avashyakata. Ka Karyanam adya tasya bahu. He needs the car very badly today. Needs. Avashyakatha will be definitely Shashti. That I know. Kankatasya avashyakata. Tasya nasti. He has no need for the comb. I'm just trying to find an example. Jalam avashyakam. But it is jalam there. So I'm trying to find an example. Whether it can be used. So it says, I think if I share this, you will also know how to use here. So avashyaka is, so avashyakaha syutaha, avashyakam shiram. So that is okay. Avashyakam nasti. I'm just trying to see parvatasya. No. Avashyakata. You can just say avashyakam without sashti prayoga. I think I will mama karyanasya dwarasya samikaranam avashyakam. It doesn't have. I think avashyakam can be used directly. I will just confirm that. So or you can say ekasya dripasya avashyakata asit. That is definitely right. Vadatu Bhagini.
Okay, Bhagini. Raja Dasharathasya Adesh Anusare Mata Kaikeya.
Ekanamsham. Raja Dasharathasya. Doshaha kaha?
So Raja also has to be in Sashti Vibhakti.
So what can you substitute if you don't know the Rajan Shabda?
Nripasya.
Correct. Nripasya.
Nripasya Dasharathasya Adesh Anusare Adesham Anusaram. No, that is not possible. Possibly I will read yours, Bhagini. Too many corrections.
No. Go ahead. We'll take a couple of more minutes. Go ahead, Bhagini.
Yeah. Nripasya Dasharathasya Adesham Anusaram. Is there a word like this?
Continue your sentence.
Mata Kaikeya Abhilashayam Mahabalaha Bharataha Niyuktavan. Sorry, we have to write Sarve Mahabalaha Bharataha Niyuktavan.
Sarve Maha. Again, the same dosha.
Because of Dasharatha's instructions and Mata Kaikeyi's wishes, all of them chose Bharata.
That is not the story, right?
No?
No, they did not choose Bharata because of Kaikeyi's wishes or because of Dasharatha's Agnya, right? They chose because Dasharatha passed away.
That is the reason, but here it was given like that. Okay, desire of his mother Kaikeyi. Okay, no problem. So this we can just remove it.
Is it given like that in the book? Really?
Yeah.
What is given?
It is given. Yeah,
it was the desire of Mother Kaikeyi, but it was not the desire of Dasharatha, right? Dasharatha, it was not Dasharatha's desire. Yeah, it was desire of Kaikeyi. So you can say, only leave out the Dasharatha part, Kaikeyi, only read that part. Let's correct it.
Kaikeyi, Mata Kaikeya ha Abhilashayam Sarve Mahabalaha Bharataha Niyuktavan.
So let's do the last part. Sarve.
Sarve.
Sarve. Continue. Sarve.
Sarve Mahabalaha.
It will be
Mahabalam. Bharatam niyuktavan.
Sarve vachanam.
Sarve plural. Mahabalan. Mahabalam will be singular only because Bharata.
What is your end?
Sarvam.
Your survey refers to what?
Yeah, everybody, everyone.
So everybody, leave out Bharata. Survey, what did they do?
They did Niyuktavan. They chose Bharata. Mahabala Bharata they chose.
So Sarve Niyuktavan. Is it correct?
Oh. Sarve Niyuktavantaha.
Correct. Sarve Mahabalam Bharatam Niyuktavantaha. That part is fixed. Now the previous part?
Previous part now. Mata Kaikeyaha Abhilashayam.
Abhilashayam means what? Abhilashayam is what, Vibhakti?
Is Saptami.
But what are you trying to say?
Because of her wishes. Because
so which will be what, Vibhakti?
Abhilashena.
Abhilasha. It is a Strilinga pada. So
okay. Abhilashaya. Abhilashya. How it will come?
Lata table. Say the Lata table.
Lata late lataha. Latam late lataha. Lataya. Lataya.
So
Lataya. So Abhilashaya.
Abhilashaya. So Abhilashaya Sarve Mahabalam Bharatam Niyuktavantaha. Now the previous word.
Yeah. Kaikeya. Kaikeyi is the Mata Kaikeyi. The name is Kaikeyi. So this also has to be Tritiya Vibhakti. Then
tell me the English sentence.
English sentence. Mata Kaikeyi, because of Mata Kaikeyi's wishes.
Oh, hold on. Because of Mata Kaikeyi. So of Kaikeyi is what, Vibhakti?
Of Kaikeyi. Kaikeyam. Of Kaikeyi is
Rama is son. So Kaikeyi.
Kaikeyaha.
Correct. That is correct. Kaikeyaha Abhilashaya Sarve Mahabalam Bharatam Niyuktavantaha. Correct. Now Kaikeyaha. What is the pada before that?
Mata.
Kaikeyi. So Mata is what for Kaikeyi?
Visheshanam.
Kaikeyaha is what, Vibhakti?
Sashti Vibhakti.
So Mata is in?
Matra Shabdarup.
Mata is what, Vibhakti?
Mata is Pratama.
You can't combine Pratama
with Sashti.
So Mata will become?
I don't remember Matri Shabda. Mata.
Janani. Take Janani.
Jananya. Jananyaha.
Jananyaha Matri Shabdaha is Matuhu. So we also know Pituhu was Vachanani.
Yeah, Matra I remember. I don't remember.
In one of the which 1 second. There. So Pitur Vachana Nirdeshat. Pituhu Vachana Nirdeshat. Because of the Vachana Nirdeshanam of Pituhu. Samanam, it is Matuhu.
Matuhu.
Or Jananyaha.
So Jananyaha, Kaikeyaha, Abhilashaya, Sarve, Mahabalam, Bharatam, Niyuktavantaha.
Uttama. Agree. Kintu. But
Bharatasya, Ramasya Vanavasam, No, this is not correct. I'm not happy with this.
Okay. Go ahead and read. You made an attempt. Go ahead and read. We can spend a couple of
It
more
is
minutes.
not correct. It is not matching.
It doesn't matter, but me, I will help you correct it.
Ramasya Vanavasam. Actually, I wanted to say, I'll tell in English, like Ram had gone for exile, but that alone cannot be a reason for Bharat to sit on the throne. Doesn't give any right to Bharat to sit on the throne. That is what Bharat thought.
Okay, just 1 second. Take another call. 1 minute. Sorry, someone was at the gate. Go ahead, Bhagni.
Ramasya Vanavasam Bharatam Singha Adhikaram Kadapi na Dadati Ida Bharatasya his thought. Bharatasya Vicharam.
Chintanam.
Atha Bharatah etat Avedanam na Swikritavan.
Na svikritavan. Okay.
Saha api Ramasya Anujaha. Saha eva Bhakti Mata Dharmamaya cha Asit.
Mayaha.
Dharmamaya cha Asit. He was also a pious person. And he was, moreover, Ram's younger brother. So he didn't want to sit on the throne.
Ramasya Vanavasam eva. So for Bharata, I'm just trying to construct a sentence. Ramasya Vanavasena eva Bharataha Simhasanam Arodhum. So, right. I'm just looking, I think you have translated what is given in the book, right? Rama's exile alone did not give him the right over the throne. Right? Simhasanam, we can write over the throne, we can write it as Simhasanam Arodhum. Opportunity, we can say opportunity. Avakasham na dadati. Ramasya Vanavasam Bharataya Simhasanam Arodhum. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough construction there. Ramasya Vanavasena eva Bharataha Simhasanam Arodhum na Shaknoti. We can just keep it simple. Just by Ramasya Vanavasam, it is not possible for Bharata to rule or take over the throne. So Ramasya Vanavasena eva, just because of Rama's exile, it is not possible. Na Shaknoti. What is not possible? Bharataha Simhasanam Arodhum na Shaknoti. I am just trying to construct this on the fly. Patatu?
Ramasya Vanavasena eva Bharatah Singhasanam Arohanam na Shaknoti.
Arodhum.
Arodhum.
Na Shaknoti. Bharataha Simhasanam Arodhum na Shaknoti. It is not possible for Bharata to take over the throne. Just because of what? Ramasya Vanavasena eva. Just because of Rama's exile, it is not possible for Bharata to rule over the throne. So a lot of times these sentences you can't do. In fact, I have mentioned in one of the takeaways from today's Anvaya Paddhati will be sometimes it is not possible to do a literal translation. So you break down the sentence and then you convey the bhavartha, right? So yeah, instead of doing like word by word, which would make the construction very complex, you just take and then what are we trying to say? Bharata cannot rule over Ayodhya. He cannot take over the throne. Why? Just because Rama went to Vanavasam. So you break it that way. I'm just trying to make it simpler so that yeah.
Actually, I had struggled a lot with this.
But that's the thing, right? I think you have done a fantastic job of trying to. I think even last class, a couple of people who presented, I think they had taken the effort to. That's the whole point, right, Bhagni? With whatever little vibhakti, lakara, pratyaya knowledge that we have, are we able to convert the thoughts that we have in an Anya Bhasha to Samskritam? That's the whole point of this exercise. You can score 100 out of 100 in Vyakaranam, right? That's not the point. But if you're not able to apply that Vyakaranam into the sentence construction, then the whole point of a Bhasha learning is Vyartham, right? So you have to make sure that whatever little we have learned, with whatever little pratyaya we know, the vibhakti prayogaha we know, are we able to? So if you don't know Shatru Pratyaha, break the sentence into two, right? You don't know Balakaha Patati, Balakaha Geetam Shrunoti cha. You Patan Geetam Shrunoti cha, you don't know. You break the sentence into two in this level and you write it separately. Next level, you will be able to do the continuous Upayoga, right? So at this level, with whatever Vibhakti, Lakara, Pratyaya, Prayoga that we know, little words that we know. Now, with practice, you will know that Abhilasha is Strilinga, Daya is Strilinga, right? It is not Abhilasha. I think it's Abhilasha. So it comes with time. I absolutely commend your efforts. I think every person who has made an effort here, I think my kudos to all of them, because that's the whole point of this exercise. Go ahead and read what is in the screen.
With your such effort only, we are able to do whatever we are doing. Yeah. Tatparyam. Yada Raja Dasharatah Swargam Gatavan Tada Ayodhyayaha Rajya Singhasanam Riktam Abhavat. So nice. Nripam Vina Rajyam Apayakaram Abhavat. Agrim Nripasya Nirmanam Kula Guru Vasishthasya Kartavyah.
Kartavyam. It should be Vasishthasya. There is for some reason, it's extra. 1 minute. Kartavyam. Duty.
Nripasya Maranasya Anantaram Tasya Jyeshtaputraha Eva Rajya Padavim Prapnoti. Kintu Jyeshtaputraha Ramaha Vanam Gatavan. Ataha Vasishthaha Anya Brahmanaha cha Ramasya Anujam Bharatam Singhasane Pratishthapayitum Ishtavantaha. Very nice. Kintu Ramasya Bhrata Shaktiman Bharataha Rajya Padavim na Abhilashitavan. Yasmin Singhasane Ramaha Upavishya Rajya Paripalanam Kuryat Tam Singhasanam Praptum Saha na Ishtavan. Nice.
Singhasana, Rama should be seated and should rule. He did not want that.
He did not wish for that Singhasana.
Correct. So, Napine Badni has posted a question. She's asking what is the difference between Bhavartaha and Tatparyam. Bhavartaha is usually a shorter version, which is the direct meaning of the verse. Tatparyam usually explains the context around it a little bit more. So usually it is like a couple of scenes, like if you think of it like a like a drama, like couple of scenes before that, like what led to the context here. So why did Vasishtha and other Brahmanas want Bharata to be the king? What happened before that? And why did Bharata not want it? So not wanted is not mentioned here, right? The shloka as such doesn't say he did not want it because he only wanted Rama to rule. But that is the implication. Why did he not want it? In the Simhasana, which belongs to Rama, only Rama will sit and rule, right? No other person will rule. So that is Bharata's thinking. So the context around the shloka is explained in the Tatparyam part. Bhavartaha is usually the direct meaning, which is a shorter version. Directly, what is this shloka telling us? The shloka is telling us that Vasishtha, and after Dasharatha passed away, so if you literally translate, after Dasharatha passed away, Vasishtha and the other Brahmanas wanted to crown Bharata as the king, but that valorous Bharata did not want to rule the kingdom. That is the exact meaning. That will be the Bhavartha. Of course, at this level, Anya Bhashayam lekitum shakyate, kintu vayam Samskritena lekitum prayatanam kurmah. Uttama Bhagini, very well done. Very, very well done.
Bhagini, I have a request, Bhagini. On the 6th of May, I have been given Sangrahya Vishayaha. But that particular day, we have a function, family, friends, wedding, a daughter's wedding. So I won't be able to attend the class that day, Bhagini.
Okay, you can just post.
I can do it sometime later.
Some other time. We'll switch that with somebody else. Astu. Samyak Krita Bhagini. Very well.
Thank you. Thank you, Bhagini.
Great. Sangrahya Shayaha Prabha Bhagini.
Namaskaraha.
Namaste Bhagini.
Grahya Vishayaha. The first famous sevens. Oops, excuse me. The first one is Sapta Rishayaha. So these are the Sapta Rishis. They are Marichihi, Atrihi, Angirasaha, Paulasyaha, Pulahaha, Krutuhu, and Vasishtaha. Kratuhu, Shamyatam, Vasishtaha. So before we go into each one of them, I want to provide some context on how these rishis came about. So Brahma, who is actually the creator of the universe, he needed some help in this complex process of creation and populating this universe. So our Hindu mythology says that he created these Sapta Rishis, the 7 sages.
Hinduism or Sanatana. Sorry, Bhakti, I have to interrupt you there. Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma says, avoid the word mythology. It makes it sound like it is a myth. So when it comes to Sanatana Dharma, avoid the word mythology.
Okay.
Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma says.
So he created these sages to support him in the complex process of this creation and also to preserve the knowledge of this universe. So it is said that these rishis were actually created through Brahma's deep meditation process. So what was the role of these rishis, right? So these rishis had several important functions to play and fulfill during their time. The first one was obviously to generate various species, which goes to populating the universe that Brahma wanted, and also guiding the human civilization. The rishis also played an important part in setting the ethical and the moral guidelines for humanity and for all living beings to be in harmony in this world. They also were given the role of ensuring that they spread dharma, which is the cosmic law, and also the knowledge. So, and how did each of them fulfill this? So there are actually two schools of thought. One says that these rishis actually came from different body parts of Brahma. And the another school of thought is that says that these rishis came from the different aspects of Brahma's mind rather than his body parts, right? So the explanation that I'm going to be focusing on is the former one. So the first rishi is a sage Marichihi. So he emerged from Brahma's mind. He is known also as a Vedic seer, and he had made great contributions to Rig Veda. He has written several hymns, and his main role was to establish Dharma through his teaching. And he is known as the father of sage Kashyapa, who was a very important person in the propagation of various life forms, including humans, gods, demons, and other creatures. So that's pretty much a nutshell about sage Marichihi. Next one is sage Atrihi. So he emerged from Brahma's eyes. And sage Atrihi was one of the most admired and very well respected Vedic sages. And he also has given incredible contributions to the hymns in the Rig Veda. His work on Dharma was to guide the kings and their disciples in establishing Dharma throughout where they were. He and his wife Anusya actually has 3 sons, Dattatreya, Durvasa, and Soma. So this is a little bit about sage Atri. Third one is sage Angirasaha. So he emerged from Brahma's mouth, and his primary role was to spread the knowledge of Veda through and also through rituals. And he also was a big proponent of helping kings and sages to maintain the principles of Dharma. So he was educating them, helping them spread Dharma, to maintain Dharma in the places they resided. Fourth one is sage Paulastyaha, and he emerged from Brahma's ears. Paulastyaha contributed to the creation of various beings, including Rakshasas, who are the demons, and also the most powerful beings in the universe. He was also a key contributor to passing on the Puranas, which contains a wealth of information, history, and spiritual knowledge through different generations. Fifth one is sage Pulaha. He emerged from Brahma's navel, and he was responsible for generating various species and maintaining continuity of life. That was his responsibility. And he also was given the role to ensure that there was diversity and stability in this world. In terms of the Dharma, his significance was more on simplicity and spiritual discipline. That is what his focus was on. The sixth sage was sage Kratuhu, and he emerged from Brahma's hand. And he was very well known for sacrificial rituals or yajnas. And he was performing a key task in ensuring that these rituals were conducted in accordance to the Vedic principles, and also for maintaining cosmic order. And as a teacher and a spiritual leader, he also guided lots of sages, disciples, and even kings to understand and also to implement the principles of Dharma. So all these sages, have a very key role to ensure there is stability in the world. There is austerity, and there was moral values that the world could uphold through their teachings. And the last but not the least was sage Vasishtaha, and he emerged from Brahma's breath. And he was one of the most admired sages in our Hindu tradition. And as many of us know, he was also a royal priest and also an advisor to King Dasharatha. So that's pretty much what I have gathered on the Saptarishyaha.
Mm. Sandhi. What Sandhi is that?
Saptar. Saptarishayah. A plus R. Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Yan Sandhi. Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Guna Sandhi. It's Guna Sandhi.
And R, Saptarshaya.
R, A and R.
Uttamam. Very good information. Agree?
Next one is Sapta Samudraha, and the one after that is Sapta Kula Parvataha. So I'm going to kind of talk these two in context because they kind of go hand in hand. So a little bit of introduction again. So our ancestors way back then, they knew a lot about the geography of our place, and they realized the importance of this knowledge. So what they did is they put a lot of effort in recording the knowledge that they had gained in their own way. And they created a separate section, which is found in almost all the Puranas, which actually has a very good document of this literature, our culture and civilization. So in all the Puranas, there will be a particular topic that is called as Bhuvana Kosha Varnana, where they talk about the regional geography of the world and also about India. So the Puranas in general actually also talk about how the earth was formed, how it was, a big lump of land, and then how it got distributed into the different divisions. So the earth originally, according to the Puranas, was a big landmass, and it was like one unified structure. And at later some point, it got divided and rifted into all these different segments. And these segments are called as the Dvipas. So the Puranas talk about these deep Dvipas, which are also the continents, and the Varshas, which are also subcontinent. You can think of the Dvipa something like an island, right? It has a land and it has water around it. So that is the simplistic way to think about it. So the earth, according to the Purana, is composed of 7 continents. And these 7 Dvipas are arranged in such a way that there is a central one called as the Jambu Dvipa. And surrounding this Jambu Dvipa is where all these oceans come into play. So now we will talk about the Sapta Samudraha. The first one is the Sharam, or it is salt water. The second one is, so Bhagini, I'm going in order of the Dvipas and talking about how the water surrounds them. So my order is maybe a little bit different from yours, but I'll go through it. The first one
is Ksharam. The next one is
Sharam Ikshu.
Next is Ikshu.
The first Dvipa is the Jambu Dvipa, and it is surrounded by an ocean of salt water, which is called as Sharam. The second Dvipa, the second one is Plaksha Dvipa, or it's also called as Gomeda Dvipa, and it is surrounded by an ocean of sugarcane juice, or it's called as Ikshuhu. The third Dvipa is called as Shalmali Dvipa. It is it's surrounded by an ocean of liquor, which is called as Sura.
So disorder. Okay, 1 minute, Bhagini. So first is Sharam, which is salt. Next is Ikshuhu, which is sugarcane.
Correct. The third one is Sura, which is surrounded by an ocean of liquor. The fourth Dvipa is called as Kusha Dvipa, and it is surrounded by an ocean of clarified butter or Gritha. And the fifth one is Shaka Dvipa, which is surrounded by an ocean of yogurt or Dahi. The sixth one is the Krauncha Dvipa, which is surrounded by an ocean of milk or Kshiram. This last one is the Pushkara Dvipa, which is surrounded by an ocean of clear water, also called as Shuddhodakam. Now we talked about all these Dvipas. So they all have very unique characteristics. All these bodies of water have unique characteristics. One, they have very symbolic significance. Even though Hinduism talks about it in a certain way, there is always a spiritual connotation that goes with it. And we can look into that. For example, the Ikshu, or the ocean of sugarcane juice, this is the second of the 7 oceans that we are talking about. It symbolizes sweetness and joy, and that permeates the spiritual journey. So that is the spiritual aspect of it. So in our Hindu discipline, we talk about, the divine nectar of this sugarcane juice kind of represents the blissfulness of attaining a sacred knowledge. So that is what this symbolizes. And we talk about, in the spiritual connotation, we talk about ananda, or a state of supreme bliss that one can attain by getting into self-realization, or understanding one's true nature or purpose in this existence. And that is what this ocean of, it cannot be literally taken in that way. It has a spiritual connotation to it. The third one is Shura Samudra, ocean of wine. This is the third one. And this symbolizes intoxicating the mind-altering nature of the spiritual experience. You can think about sages. Sometimes they go into this world where they are just completely blissed out by just sitting and doing tapas and just going into this enlightened state. And, this is what this signifies. It represents that transcendent state of our consciousness, which arises from realizing what the ultimate truth is. And that is the ocean of wine. They talk about the ocean of wine in this. The fourth one is the ocean of ghee, or Ghrita Samudra. So here it symbolizes the purifying and nourishing essence of spiritual practices. So in Hinduism, it's believed that the sacred ghee has the power to transform a ritual into a required spiritual growth. So the significance of the Ghrita Samudra is deeply ingrained in this ritual practice. And therefore, when we do a lot of yagnas and we offer ghee into the sacred fire, and this symbolizes the purification of body, mind, and soul.
Prabhavagni, I have to stop you there. Can we move on? Because I want to do the Apatitava Bodhanam today. I know there is a lot of information around it. In general, 5 to 10 minutes is what we do for this particular topic, because it is beyond what is expected for someone to know at this level. So just these about these sages and everything, we can go for an hour, right? So let's do the mountains. I think there's Parvataha, and then there is one more, right? Let's do that so that we can do the last class itself. We missed the Apatitava Bodhanam. So can we continue?
Okay, so what do you want me to do now?
The next one, Kula Parvataha.
Okay, Kula Parvataha,
Take a couple of minutes for
Mahendraha.
this and couple of minutes for the next one. Yeah.
Sure, no problem. Kula Parvataha, these are the 7 mountains. These are the mountain chains. They are considered as doors to heaven. And they are the Mahendraha, Malayaha, Sahyaha, Shaktiman, Rukshavan, Vindayaha, Pariyatraha. So these are the mountains which represents the different ghats in India. So I'll just leave it at that. Each one has a significance, and I'm not going to go into it.
Can you just mention one line? Like, what is the significance? Just take one line for each.
Sure. So if you talk about the Eastern Ghats, which is called as Mahendraha, this is kind of the place where Parashurama, who is the 6th avatar of Vishnu, started his penance, and he did this for 12 years. And there is a very sacred lake on top of this mountain, a pond, which is called as Ramatirtha. The second one is Malayaha. These mountains,
Is it Eastern Ghats?
Eastern Ghats. Mahendraha is Eastern Ghats.
Okay, because Parashurama has always been associated with the Kerala Pradesham, so I'm just like curious. Okay, continue.
Yeah, it's Eastern Ghats. Second one is Malayaha. The Malayaha is it's Malayaja means sandalwood. So this is a sandalwood forest, and sage Agastya actually had his hermitage here. Third one is Sahyadri, which is Western Ghats. And this travels all the way from Gujarat, Maharashtra, all the way to Tamil Nadu. And there is a continuous chain of mountains, and several very famous rivers are supposed to come from here. And in the Kaveri River, which rises in the southern end, is known as the daughter of Sahya. And several rivers like Krishnaveri, Godavari, and all these other rivers rise from this mountain. Next one is the Shaktivan, which is the northern region. And these mountains include the northeastern region towards the hilly regions of Khandesha. And these are again a range of mountains that have a lot of spiritual significance. The Satpura ranges are again, this is the Rikshavan. And these are in the modern world called as the Satpura ranges, and several rivers like Tapti, Veni, Ganga, and other rivers flow through this region. Vindhya, so Vindhya got to know its, there's a story behind it, but I'm not going to go into it, Bhagni. There's got a significance that the Vindhya range bowed to to the sage Agastya on his request. And Agastya said, keep bowing down until I return back from the south. And Agastya never returned back from the south. So he kind of remained that way. And the last one is the Pariyatraha. And they are identified with a modern name called Aravali. And they are derived, the ranges is derived from the practice of skirting while proceeding from Dwaraka to the Savira region. So that's as small as I can get to it. The last one is Sapta Prakritayaha. So these are the essentials needed for a country to be successful and in good order. So it needs to have a ruler, which is the Rajaha, Mantri, advisors who will help the king, Suhritaha, allies or friends, which are rulers, could be from the other states and neighboring places. Koshaha, which is kind of a treasure chest that or a wealth that the kingdom should have. Rashtram is the country itself, the territory for that country. And the Durgam is the city or the fortress. It is the capital or the center of the power of defense. And then Sena is nothing but the army. So these are the 7 essentials that is needed for a good, stable nation.
Very good. Very good. Very important. Very good. Very well presented, Prabhabhagni. I'm sorry I had to cut you short there.
No problem. No problem.
Dhanyavadaha. Shlokaha ka karoti?
Namaste Bhagini. Namasarvebhyaha. Today's shloka is about Ashwata Vriksha. The shloka we say while doing pradakshina to this tree. Ashwata Vriksha is people tree. So before I go into the shloka, I just want to tell a few sentences about this tree. This tree is one of the most sacred trees in Sanatan Dharma, and it has been worshipped since ages. And it is also mentioned in Vedas, Puranas, Itihasas, and Bhagavad Gita. We can find this tree commonly in temple courtyards, and its presence is considered auspicious. Worshipping this tree is believed to bring good fortune, health, and peace. And particularly, women offer prayers to this tree seeking marital bliss, fertility, and harmony in family life. And also this tree's shade is thought to be spiritually energizing and making it a preferred spot for meditation and mantra chanting. And apart from its spiritual value, the Ashwata tree is also has so many ecological benefits. It's one of the trees which releases high amount of oxygen, and it also the breeze flowing through the leaves of this tree are believed to destroy some airborne bacteria, and it acts as a natural air purifier. Its wide canopy provides nesting to and shelter to so many birds, insects, and small animals. Its deep root system prevents soil erosion and improves moisture retention and soil fertility.
Let's go ahead with the shloka, Bhagini.
Yeah. The shloka from the lesson says the tree is the abode of the Trimurtis. Mulato Brahma Rupaya, Majjato Vishnu Rupine, Agrataha Shiva Rupaya, Vriksharajaya Te Namaha. This means the root, the Brahma resides in the roots. Brahma is Srishtikarta, the creator, and the tree rises from its roots. It's a symbolism that Brahma, the Srishti of the tree, life is generated from the roots. And the trunk symbolizes Vishnu, Sthitikarta. It stands, the tree stands firm through its trunk, and Vishnu is Sthitikara and the sustainer. And branches and leaves signify Bhagavan Shiva, Layakarta. So we see that the tree the tree sheds its leaves with time, and this represents the cosmic cycle of Srishti, Sthiti, and Laya. So the meaning is, I bow to you, the king of trees. There is Brahma at your roots, Vishnu in the middle, and Rudra at the tip.
Very good. Dhanyavadaha, Bhagini. Very good. It's a very beautiful shloka, and when we actually chant this, we kind of offer our salutations to the Trimurti as well.
I had 3-4 lines about how Bhagavan Krishna mentioned it in Bhagavad Gita, but since we are running short of time.
So I think with respect to all the presentations, stick to the time which is given, right? So if it is 5 minutes, you ration your time in such a way that you want to mention about the tree, take a minute. You want to read the shloka, take a minute. You want to explain the shloka, take a minute. And then you want to give an additional information, take a minute. So you have to ration it in such a way that you stick to the 5 minutes which is given to you, Bhagini, right? Because then the entire class is structured around all the topics being, so every time when I actually post in the WhatsApp community, next to the topic, I also mention a number, which is the time limit, which is given for each, because every topic we can keep going on and on for a very long time. So within the time, what are we able to present and what are we able to communicate, which is important. So you have to prioritize what is required, right? Like if you wanted to say the Gita, if I were you, I would have reduced about the tree, right? So couple of points about the tree and then say the Gita. Gita is very relevant to us. Please go ahead and tell me the Gita shloka.
In the Vibhuti Yoga, Bhagavan says, once again, Ashwataha Sarva Vrukshana. So he is declaring himself as the Ashwata among the trees. And also in the Purushottama Yoga, he is comparing the Ashwata tree as the cosmos. Urdhva Moolam Adashakam Ashwatam Prahurabhyayam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastam Vedasa Vedave. So there is an eternal Ashwata tree which is said to have its roots above and branches are below. And its leaves are Vedic hymns, and one who knows the secret of this tree is the knower of the Vedas. So Adi Sankaracharya in his Bhashya on Bhagavad Gita, he says the term Ashwata itself carries a subtle teaching. If we split the word Ashwaha Stha, Shwaha means tomorrow, Stha means that which stands or remains, and means negation. So if we look at the word Ashwatha means that which does not remain same tomorrow. That is the interpretation by Adi Shankaracharya. So that Ashwata becomes a symbol of impermanence and flux, and it reflects the concept of Maya. Though it appears stable and majestic, much like it is in constant transformation, much like universe, and hence it is chosen to symbolize the cosmos by Bhagavan.
Thank you, Bhagini. Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad. So the art of presentation also is something that we need to learn, where if we are given a certain time, within that period of time, how are we able to effectively communicate what we want to communicate, right? So anybody who is signing up for any topic may to the time. The only thing I would give leeway is the Vyakaranam part, right? Because at the end of the day, we are here to learn Samskritam, to learn the Vyakaranam. We are not here to learn about the Ashwatha tree or even the numbers that are given, right? This is all just general stuff which is related to Sanatana Dharma. But our main focus is Vyakaranam. So if you look at our general classes, our Vyakaranam time would go a little bit more. Our Anvaya Kramaha, because at the end of the day, like I had mentioned, we are here for Shloka learning and to try and understand Shloka, do the Pada Vibhaga. So investing there would be given. This you can read anywhere. This anybody can pick up anything anywhere and you can read. So my kind request to everybody would be, there is a reason why a certain number, a time limit is given for every presentation. Stick to the time limit and make it effective. Like, for example, I think that Bhagini's mention about Adi Shankara, I've never heard that. This is the first time I'm actually hearing it. So that is a revelation. But properties of Ashwatha tree, that is very generic. I would like, okay, it has, it is for first fertility, there is oxygen supply, all that you can learn from science. But this is something which is important. So you have to ration your time in such a way that you convey something which is not known to people. So this is a cue for others who will be presenting going forward, right? It's an art that we have to practice and we have to learn. Okay, I'll quickly touch upon Anuvada Paddhati. So whenever we have, so until now, we have done, simple sentences, and we have kind of translated that into Samskrita. Yatra Angila Bhashayam, Anya Bhashayam, Vakyam Dattam Asti, Vakyam Swikritya, Ekeka Padam Swikritya, Atra Samskritena Padam Katham Bhavati. Kintu Atra Samana Padam Na, Atra Vibhakti Rupam Kim, Atra Lakaraha Kim, Iti Lakaraha Kaha, Iti Drishtva, Anantaram Eva, Atra Anuvadaha Bhavati. Kintu Eka Katha Asti, Athava Anuchedam Asti, अनुच्छेदस्य अनुवादः करणीयः चेत् अत्र भावार्थः कः इति दृष्ट्वा लघु वाक्यानि उपयुज्य अनुवादः कथं भवति इति करणीयः. कोऽपि पठतु, अन्म्यूट् कृत्वा पठतु. Somebody who's not presented today, you can try quickly reading this.
Once a Namaskaram, Bhagini. Once a farmer, Govinda by name, living in Karavirapura, on his way to the city, met a friend and he asked him, is everything well?
Is everything well? Dhanyavadaha Bhakti. Atra, once a farmer, Govinda by name, living in Karavirapura, on his way to the city, met a friend and he asked him, is everything well? If we had to break this sentence into simpler ones, Angila Bhashayam, Katham Bhavati. We will do the breakup first, right? I'll take a couple of minutes. Breakup first. Katham Bhavati. Somebody volunteer?
There was once a farmer,
Once there was a farmer, full stop.
and his name was Govinda,
His name was Govinda. Very good.
and he lived in Karavirapura.
He lived in Karavirapura. Sentence 3.
On his way to the city, he met a friend.
Once he went to a city, he met a friend in the city.
And he asked him, "Is everything well?"
And the farmer asked, first he refers to?
The farmer asked his friend, "Is everything well?"
The farmer, because we are breaking it up, the he has to be clarified.
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah.
Once there lived a farmer. His name was Govinda. Very good, Bhagni. His name was Govinda. He lived in Karavirapura. Once he went to a city. He met his friend in the city. The farmer asked his friend, "Is everything well?" Uttamam, Bhagni. Now, the first sentence. Saraswati, Bhagni. Once there lived a farmer. Vidya Bhagni. Saraswati Bhagni.
Sri
Pura.
Ram. एकस्मिन् एकः कृषिवलः आसीत्.
एकस्मिन् नास्ति, पुरा एकः कृषकः आसीत्. So पुरा एकः कृषकः वसति स्म. Once there lived a farmer. Anantaram, Srividya Bhagni, second sentence.
एतः नामः गोविन्दः. His, okay, सः नामः गोविन्दः. His name was what I was thinking is Pura एकः कृषकः आसीत्. सः his name, तस्य नामः गोविन्दः.
तस्य नाम, नामन शब्दः, तस्य नाम.
तस्य नाम गोविन्दः.
पुरा एकः कृषकः आसीत्. तस्य नाम गोविन्दः. तस्य, it is षष्ठी विभक्ति प्रयोगः. बालामीनाक्षी भगिनी.
नमस्ते भगिनी. सः करवीरपुरे नगरे आसीत्.
लिविंग
अस्ति.
वसति स्म. सः करवीरपुरे वसति स्म. उत्तमं. जयन्ती भगिनी.
Namaskaram, Bhagini. Once he went to the city. Kadachit saha nagaram gatavan.
Very good. Kadachit or ekada saha nagaram gatavan. Very good. Anantaram. He met his friend there.
तदा तस्य स्नेहितः मार्गे मिलितवान्. He met his friend. सः तस्य स्नेहितः मित्रं.
पुस्तके दोषः अस्ति भगिनि. It should be स्नेहितं. So it should be you use mitram. Saha tatra tasya mitram militavan. Govindah tatra there, he athava nagare, tasmin nagare, in that city he met his friend. Tasya mitram militavan. He met his friend. Girija Bhagini.
गोविन्दः मित्रं प्रति पृष्टवान् सर्वं कुशलं वा.
किमर्थं विप्रं मित्रं, क्षम्यतां पुनः वदतु.
गोविन्दः मित्रं प्रति पृष्टवान् सर्वं कुशलं वा इति.
Very good. Govindah मित्रं प्रति पृष्टवान्, मित्रं पृष्टवान्, सर्वं कुशलं वा इति. वेरी गुड. उत्तमं भगिनि. अत्र पूर्वं पुरा करवीरपुरे गोविन्दः नाम एकः कृषकः वसति स्म. If you had to combine the two, you can break it down even further. एकदा सः नगरं गतवान् और गच्छन् आसीत्. तदा सः तस्य मित्रं मार्गे मिलितवान्. गोविन्दः, इट्स् कांटेक्चुअल देयर. गोविन्दः मित्रं पृष्टवान्, सर्वं कुशलं वा इति. So whenever you have anuchedah or katha, break it down into simple sentences and then convey the meaning. Whatever is there in the text, the bhavartha is what is important. We are not looking for shabdhartha. So look at the context of what it is and then you can break it down, right? So you can break it down into simple sentences and then do the anuvada. When you are doing the anuvada, always keep the vibhakti rupam in mind, right? So it has to be Govindah mitram prishtavan or mitram prati prishtavan. Snehitah prishtavan is wrong. Snehitam. Snehitah is a pullinga padam. Snehitah. प्रश्नः अस्ति वा? वाक्यरचनां करिष्यामः, अनन्तरं पठामः. निमिषद्वयं ददामि. वाक्यानि रचयत. Go ahead and write the sentences and give a couple of minutes and then you can unmute and answer. का वक्तुमिच्छति?
राम राम गतवती सीता रामेण वनं गतवती.
रामेण
वनத்திற்கு वनं गतवती.
but रामेण, what is the word? सीता रामेण सह वनं गतवती. उत्तमम्. अमृतवल्ली भगिनी, पृच्छ्यन्ते.
Jaya Bhagini vadatu.
तैः मार्गं विवरान् पृच्छ्यन्ते.
दोषः कः?
तैः, they did not know how to go, so they were asking for the details of the road. तैः मार्गाः विवरान् पृच्छ्यन्ते. तैः नामान् पृच्छ्यन्ते. नामानि पृच्छ्यन्ते.
तैः नामानि पृच्छ्यन्ते. तैः नामानि पृच्छ्यन्ते. By them the names are being asked. Very good. Uttamam. Prithyante. Ekamapi ka vadati. One more sentence for prithyante.
Yeah. Guravah Shishyanam. Yeah. Astu. Shishyanam Prashnam Prachyante.
What is wrong there?
Guru is asking question to the student.
Why?
Student.
Okay.
Prachyante, so it will be plural.
Prichyante is what prayoga?
Prichyate, prichyate, prachyante. Right?
What prayoga?
Atmanepadi, no? Prichyate, prichyate, prachyante.
Okay. If I have to say, the student asks question, how will you say?
Shishyah Prashnam Prichhati.
Prichhati.
Yeah.
Shishyah Prashnam Prichhati. What prayoga is this?
Parasmai. Parasmaipadi. This is the lat lakara.
Correct. Lakaraha. So when I say what prayoga, is it kartari or karmani?
It's kartri.
Kartari prayoga. Correct. Sishyah prashnam pritchati. The student is asking questions. Prichyante is what prayoga?
Asked by. I mean, question was asked by the students. So if I say
no, Bhagini, what prayoga is prichyante, pathyate, kathyate, niyate, prichyante is what prayoga?
Am I getting confused? It's Atmanepadi, right?
No. What prayoga is this?
I think I've forgotten.
Okay. Daya Bhagini?
I think it is Karmani Prayoga.
Prichyante is Karmani Prayoga. So if it is in Karmani Prayoga, it what voice is it?
That is passive voice.
Passive voice. Idanim vakyam vadatu.
So the questions were asked by a student. If we have to say that, we can say
questions where prichyante is the lat lakara karmani prayoga.
Are asked. Okay.
So
that is chatrena prashnan prichyante. That is the student. The questions are asked by a student.
The same mistake that you did in the typing of the answers. What is the mistake?
Prashna. Oh, sorry. Prashnaha. Prashnaha is should be in. It should always be in Pratama Vibhakti. The subject, the object, that is the karma padam, should become in Pratama Vibhakti only always. Prashnaha prichyante.
Chatrena prashnaha Prichyante. Prichyante is prich dhatu, karmani prayogaha. Prichyante is bahuvachanam. So whatever is being asked is pratama vibhaktihi bahuvachanam. By whom? That will be in tritiya vibhakti, ekavachanam or dvivachanam or bahuvachanam. So it can be chatraihi prashnaha prichyante, chatrena prashnaha prichyante, chatrabhya prashna. Two students can ask many questions. So, but prichyante has to be in sync with the prashnaha. Agre. Kritva.
पचनं कृत्वा जननी मन्दिरं गच्छति. Correct?
Pakam kritva.
Oh, pakam kritva.
Little more appropriate.
Okay.
Pakam kritva janani mandiram
gachati.
Uttaman. Girija Bhagini ahutavan.
पितामहः पौत्रम् आहूतवान्.
Very good. Pitamahaha pautram ahutavan. Very simple. Vyakaranam wise, perfect. Pitamahaha, it has to be a pullinga pada. Ahutavan. Whom is he calling? Pautram, the grandson. So it cannot be pautraha. It is pautram ahutavan. Uttamam Bhagini. Agre. Shatikaha.
मम सुन्दराः शाटिकाः सन्ति.
Shatikaha. What is the lingam?
स्त्रीलिङ्गं बहुवचनं.
Sundar, Strilinga for beautiful. Visheshana?
Oh. Sundaraniya. Ille. Sundarahaniya.
Sundaraha Ramaha dash Sita.
Oh, Sundari Sita. Sundari Shatikaha Santi.
Sundari Shatikaha is wrong. What is the mistake?
Sundaryaha. Sundaryaha. Sundaryaha.
Tell me the Nadi Shabda.
Nadi, Nadyau, Nadyaha.
Tell me now for Sundari.
Sundaryaha.
Tell me fully. Sundari.
Sundari, Sundaryau, Sundaryaha.
Mama Samipe.
Sundaryaha Shatikaha Santi.
Very good. Mama Samipe Sundaryaha Shatikaha Santi. Katha.
Matamahi katha kathayati.
What is wrong?
Katham kathayati.
But katha is given there.
Mata. Oh, okay. Katha matamahya kathitam. Kathita.
Very good.
Katha is female.
Correct. Very good. Matamahya katha kathita. Very good.
Thank you.
Agrima. Somebody who's not tried. Saraswati Bhagini, you have not tried?
Go ahead. Agrima saptahe saha videsham gamishyavan.
Gamishyavan is wrong.
Gamishyati.
Gamishyati, correct. Agrima saptahe saha videsham gamishyati. Very good. Uttama. Gamishyavan is wrong. Gamishyati, gamishyataha, gamishyanti. सीता रामेण सह वनं गतवती यदा नपिने भगिनी उक्तवती छात्रैः प्रश्नाः पृच्छ्यन्ते समानमेव दया भगिनी उक्तवती सेविका कार्यं कृत्वा गृहं गच्छति जनकः पुत्रीम् आहूतवान् अत्र आहूतवान् अस्ति ततः पुल्लिङ्गपदम् अत्र भवनीयम् कम् आहूतवान् काम् आहूतवान् किम् आहूतवान् द्वितीया विभक्तौ भवति इमे शाटिकाः सुन्दर्यः सन्ति यदा जयन्ती भगिनी उक्तवती बालकेन कथा श्रूयते by the boy the story is heard मातामह्या कथा कथिता और मातामह्या कथा कथ्यते कथा इति प्रथमा विभक्तिः अस्ति whenever there is something in prathama vibhakti try to create the sentence in karmani prayogah automatically if it is something so katam is usually an object the kata can never do an action right it can say you can say esha katha madhura asti this story is beautiful or nice to listen uttama asti using is asti you can write but any other dhatu when you use the katha which can never do an action shatika can never do an action right so when you have words like margam can never do an action so it can you have to try and write the sentence only in karmani prayoga so that is why I've given this we have just introduced to karmani prayoga in the last couple of classes so whenever like mitram can do an action balakah can do an action adhyapakah katham kathayati possible but katha can never do anything it can only come in a sentence which is or are right so whenever you have words like that automatically the sentence construction would go to karmani prayogah and because in this level we have been introduced to karmani prayogah you will find many such questions in the pariksha so pariksha there will be words which the word cannot be the doer right you can probably use is or are depending on the vachanam but it can never be the doer so you cannot say pitamahi katha kathayati that is wrong pitamahi is also in prathama vibhakti katha is also in prathama vibhakti pitamahi cannot do the storytelling katha cannot do the storytelling right pitamahi is saying the story katha will be only in dvitiya vibhakti but if katha is given it has to be a prathama vibhakti prayogah in which case it has to be ramasya katha sarvada मधुरम अस्ति दोषः कः अत्र श्रीविद्या भगिनी कथा सर्वदा मधुरम अस्ति दोषः कः so like I said if you are using katha as the karta it can only be in asti that is because katha can never do an action at least broad level you can probably say katha suchayati right esha katha uttama vicharan or vishayan suchayati it gives noble thoughts you can probably say something like that but in general suchayati you can say but try creating the sentence in karmani prayogah we are again out of time so yeah I have a big apatithava bodhanam here in a week where we have some time to do we will try to do this it's a nice story with questions here astu prashnah asti I'll take questions प्रश्नः कः प्रश्नः अस्ति चेत् हस्तम् उन्नयतु
அங்க கதா ஸ்ரூயத்தே போட்டீங்கல்ல அந்த அது ஸ்ரூயத்தே வருமா கதான்னு அந்த இடத்துல இப்ப இவா சொன்ன மாதிரி ஸ்ரூயத்தா வராதா
Shruyate is what lakara?
Shruyate.
Until now we have studied two karmani prayogas.
Karma, yes.
Two forms of karmani prayogas.
So, Atmanepati karmani prayoga.
Atmanepadi, it is not Atmanepadi. You should not say it is Atmanepadi. It is karmani prayogaha of lat lakaraha. We have done karmani prayogaha of lat lakaraha. We have done karmani prayogaha of tavatu pratyayaha, which is ikta prayoga. So it is not Atmane parasmaipadi, right?
No, Atmanepati in ikta prayogam, karmani prayogaman kikren. And the verb and Atmanepati verb one kikren. Shruyate eppadi vandadhu?
Shruyate eppadi vandadhu? Hold on.
Kata ava sonna mari Shruyata varadan.
Shruyatan, it cannot come because that taha tam ta is for what prayogaha?
Taha tam ikta prayogaha.
So if it is ikta prayogaha, what is the tavatu pratyayaha for shru dhatu?
Shrutavan.
So shrutavan will become in ikta prayogaha, what will it become?
Shrutavan. Shrutavan.
Will become?
Shrutaha.
How will it be shruyata? So it will be.
Kata vandu stealing keta.
So shrutaha vandadana, what would it be for katha?
Shrutadana varnon keta.
Correct. So that is if it is in tavatu pratyayaha, that is converted into karmani prayogaha, which is shruta.
Okay.
If it is lat lakaraha, which is shrunoti. If you are converting that into karmani prayogaha, it will go as
Shruyata. Shruta.
Balakaha patham patati. Where is the example? Balakaha.
Balakena pataha pataha.
You're confusing, Bhagni. You're confusing between latlakaraha of karmani prayogaha and ikta prayogaha of karmani prayogaha. You're confusing the two. These two are two different things. Work with me here. Balakaha patham patitavan. One second, hold on. Balakaha patham patitavan. That will become, convert now. Patitavan is what prayogaha?
Patitavan Bhutakal.
What prayogaha?
Ikta tavatu prayata.
Correct. Tavatu pratyayaha. Correct. So balakaha patham patitavan will become, change now?
Patitaha in karmani.
No, change it fully, please.
Balakena pataha patitaha.
Correct. Very good. So patitavan will become patitaha. Correct. Balakaha patam patati is what lakara?
Lat lakara.
Lat lakara. So if you change this, what will happen?
Patyate. Ya dhatu plus ya plus te. Patyate.
Patyate. So tell me the full sentence.
Balakena pataha patyate.
Similarly, the boy reads story. Say it in Kartari Prayogaha.
Balakena kata patyate.
Kartari Prayogaha.
Kartari. Balakaha kata patati.
Balakaha
katam patati.
Balakaha katham patati. Correct? Change this into karmani prayogaha.
Balakena kata patyate.
So similarly, Balakaha, the boy listens to story. Kartari prayogaha.
Listen, shuyate.
Shrunoti.
Shrunoti in Kartari. Shuyate. Latlakaraha. Karmani prayog.
Correct. So, Balakena katha shruyate. The boy listens to story. Balakaha katam shrunoti. Katha, if you have to use it in Prathama Vibhaktihi, you converted it to Karmani Prayogaha. Balakena katha shruyate. Shrunoti will become shruyate. I think I had given this example here. My screen is visible, right?
No, how we know about this is in Karmani Prayogaha Latlakaraha Riktavatu. Katha we can do in both.
Yeah, so if the sentence example that we had, you could say either, Bhagini. It is not wrong. But you cannot say Shruyata. You cannot say that. Your question was, why is it not Shruyata? Right? Shruyata is wrong. It can be Shruta. You can say Balakena Katha Shruta. That is correct. The boy, Balakaha Katham Shrutavan. That will become Shruta. That is correct. The boy listens to story. Balakaha Katham Shrunoti. If you change that, it will only be Balakena Katha Shruyate. When you're constructing the sentence, this can be any of the prayoga. As long as if it is one katha, this is in ekavachanam. That's it. That is all is important. And it has to be balakena here. You cannot write balakaha here.
இல்ல இந்த கதா நம்ம இக்த பிரயோகமா யூஸ் பண்ணணுமா இல்ல கர்மணில லட்லக்காரகா யூஸ் பண்ணணுமான்றது ஒன்றும் இப்ப நம்ம
எப்படி வேணா யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். இல்லையே இப்போ if I give the sentence, now this is Vakya Rachana, right? Vakya Rachana, you can write the sentences in any form. You can use Latlakaraha Karmani Prayogaha, Langlakaraha Karmani Prayogaha, Lotlakaraha Karmani Prayogaha, Tavyat Aniyar Pratyaha. Any of this you can use when it is Vakya Rachana, because you are free to say he listened, he will be listening, may he listen. You can say anything when it is Vakya Rachana, because it's your own sentence construction. But if the sentence is given, like for example, let me share a Pariksha Patram here. Hold on. So in the exam, if the sentence is given to you, Purna Pratyantam Uchita Padai Chichana Prayogaha. Here, Mayuraha Nrityati. Rasika Janaha Hasitavantaha. This is Bhave, so I'm going to so Mayurena Nrityate. Rasika Janai. It is Hasitavantaha, so it will become Hasitam, which we have not done here. I'm just trying to see. So here, there. Ikta Prayogaha. Shri Krishnaha Senayoho Madhye Ratham Stapitavan. Stapitavan in Karmani can only be converted into Ikta Prayogaha. So, what will it be? Shri Krishnena.
Shri Krishnena.
Everything else is the same. Senayoho Madhye Ratham. Here it will become Shamyatam. Rataha. Rataha is Pulingaha. Rataha.
Stapityataha. Stapitaha.
So here Sri Krishna has Senayoho Madhye Ratam Sthapayati. If the sentence there is given as Sthapayati, which means he places it there, right? This is placed. If it says is placing it there, then Shri Krishnena Senayoho Madhye Rathaha
Stapitye. Stapityate. Stiteva.
Sthapayati.
Stapayati.
Will become
Stiyate.
That is for Tishtati Dhatu. स्थाप्यते.
स्थाप्यते. स्थापद धातुवा adukku?
Because it is a nijanta pratyayah. So tishtati, you actually stand by yourself. When you make something else stand, it becomes sthapanam. It is a nijanta pratyayah there. So stapyate. So if the sentence given is in tavatu pratyayah, you have to do it in ikta bhave. We will learn when that happens. If the sentence
இல்ல இப்ப அங்க ஸ்ரூயதா போட்டானும் தப்பு இல்லையான்னு கேக்குறேன்.
எப்படி ஸ்ரூயதா வரும்னு கேக்குறேனா? How will it be ஸ்ரூயதா?
அத வந்து இக்த பிரயோகமா யூஸ் பண்ணும்போது சொல்றேன்.
இக்த பிரயோகம் யூஸ் பண்ணினா what will it be? It cannot be ஸ்ரூயதா. There is no word called ஸ்ரூயதா. If it is ikta prayogah,
shunyata.
ikta prayogah tavatu pratyayah எப்படி வரும்?
ஸ்ருத்தவான்.
ஸ்ருத்தவான். அப்ப கதா
கதா ஸ்ருதாஹ.
ஸ்ருதா.
ஸ்ருதா. ஸ்ருதா.
ஸ்ரூயதா will not come.
ஸ்ரூயதா. ஸ்ருதா.
ஸ்ருதா. So patitavan patita. Shrutavan shruta. It can never be shruyata.
இந்த உக்காரம் ஊக்காரமா அதோட ரூல் சொன்னீங்கல்ல நீங்க?
என்னம்மா?
உக்காரம் ஷூ வரும்போது உக்காரம் புரில் ஹிருஸ்வம் வந்து தீர்க்கமா மாறும், ஊவா மாறும்னு சொன்னீங்களே ஷூ. ஷூ வந்து இப்ப ஷூவா மாறி இருக்குல்ல, அது மாதிரி வராதான்னு கேக்குறேன்.
Bhagini, there are two different rules that you're confusing the two. I suggest you go and listen to the 5th chapter Prathama Bhagaha and 6th chapter Prathama Bhagaha again, right? Okay. The rules that you mention is for the lat lakaraha. For tavatu pratyayah, you remove the van, vati, vat, and then depending on the lingam of the Prathama Vibhakti, which is the karma, which will be the karma pada, you match the ending. You're confusing the two classes, Bhagini.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Jayanti, Bhagini?
Bhagini, for that agrima, to make sentence, if we write agrima saptahe pariksha asti, because agrima is an adjective for saptahe, should we write agrime saptahe?
No, that is also correct. Agrime saptahe pariksha bhavishyati.
Oh, check. Rendume. Okay. Thank you, Bhagini.
Bhagini, this is regarding the Anvaya Kramaha. Is it okay to ask now? Actually, when to write the Anvaya Kramaha, it's easier to do the Pratipadartha before writing the Anvaya, because for me it's difficult to just look at the Shloka and write the Anvaya. So I always
that is okay.
Is it okay?
That is okay.
Okay.
That is okay. There is no hard and fast rule, but it's only because we have. So there are two things. Anvaya Kramaha is different from Anvayaha.
Okay.
Anvaya Kramaha, you have particular krama that you follow to actually do the Prashna Nirmanam and then arrive at the Anvaya Kramaha, of which when you do the Anvaya Krama, automatically you do the Pratipadartha there. So that is the right form of doing. It is called Akanksha Kramena Anvaya Kramaha. You go step by step. There you do the Prashna Nirmanam. When you do the Prashna Nirmanam for the pada that you arrive for the answer, you write the Pratipadartha there and then you write the Anvaya. So that is the right form of doing. But because we don't know that Anvaya, Akanksha Kramena Anvaya Kramaha, we have not learned. Right? It is, you learn that only in Siksha. Because of that, they have given the Anvaya first and then Pratipadartha, because Pratipadartha pretty much is the Tatparyam for us.
Okay.
In this context. So there is, your way is the right way, except that in this level, we don't know to do the Anvaya Kramaha.
Okay. Thank you. Dhanyawad, Bhagini.
Yeah, Ramna Magni. Magni, so during the Karmani Prayoga class, I had noted that when we are changing it from Kartri to Karmani, the verb takes the form of Atmanepadi. Is that a wrong understanding?
No, it doesn't take the form of Atmanepadi. The table declension is very similar to what we have learnt in Atmanepadi.
Oh, but it is not Atmanepadi, is it? Because
Because it's the same for both. Patyate is also the same. Vandyate is also the same, right? So the declension is similar to how the Latlakaraha Atmanepadi goes.
But it's not the same. So that's what we are coming at. Is it? So, okay, because I had specifically noted it as Atmanepadi. That's why I probably understood it like that.
No. So if you look at the table, patyate, patyate, patyante, patyase, patyate, the declension is very similar to the Atmanepadi table that we have learned, right?
Okay.
So in general, when you look at, because it is patyate, automatically we know that it is like the Atmanepadi form is what but for both Atmanepadi, Parasmaipadi, Ubhayapadi Dhatu, the declension is the same. Patyate is also patyate, Vandyate is also Vandyate. Shametam, Pathati is patyate, Vandate is Vandyate. Both take the same form, right?
Okay. So, no, probably I also understood because Atmanepadi is where the person is doing an action for himself. So, keeping that in mind, I thought that's why it gets used in Karmani Prayoga. So, I have to basically unlearn that part. Okay.
And when you automatically see Prichyante, you see Dhatu plus Yakaraha plus Inte, right? It is not Prichanti. So automatically it is Karmani Prayoga, which means your Karta should be in Tritiya Vibhakti, Karma Padam should be in Prathama Vibhakti.
Okay. Thanks.
அதே மாதிரி இக்த பிரயோகத்துல திருஷ்டம்ன்றது வந்து திருஷ்டத்தம் வரணுமா திருஷ்டம் வருமா ஃபலம் திருஷ்டம் அப்படின்னு வருமா தலம் திருஷ்டத்தம்னு வரும்
What is the Tavatu Pratyaha?
Tavatu திருஷ்டவான் இது திருஷ்டவத் அது ஒரு இப்போ வந்து இந்த அனிமல் வந்தனக்கா வியாகிரக சாரி வானரக வானரம் வானரக அது ஃபலம் திருஷ்டவத் அந்த மாதிரி ஏதானா புல்லிங்கத்துல சாரி நபும்சகலிங்கத்துல வந்ததுன்னா எப்படி
So tell me a Napumsakalinga sentence.
வானரக பலம் வானரக வராது ஃபலம் திருஷ்டவான் வரும்
வானரக பலம் திருஷ்டவான். So
வான் வரும்போது நம்ம புல்லிங்கமா எடுத்துக்கிறோம். சோ அதனால திருஷ்டதஹ போடலாம்.
எப்படி திருஷ்டதஹ?
திருஷ்டஹ.
So வானரக பலம் திருஷ்டவான். Converted it to Karmani.
வானரேன பலம் திருஷ்டஹ.
Karmani Prayoga, what is the krama? Which pada do you see first? And the kramatha, please don't miss. Many people are making mistakes because of that. Which one should you see first?
Phalam.
Phalam edtachu. Then Drishtavan is there. Adila eda vandu remove pannanom.
Vana remove pannittu.
And then edoda match pannanom.
Phalathoda match pannanom.
Correct. Vana remove panna, what pada do you get?
Drishta.
Drishtata phalamoda match pannanomna? Drishtam. So phalam drishtam. Now take the first pada vanaraha, convert that into
Tritiya Vibhakti.
Convert it.
Vanarena phalam drishtam.
That's all.
Okay. Drishtatam varumo அப்படின்றது டவுட் வந்துட்டு.
எங்க தம் த, where is the extra th there? தவே இல்லையே. Vanarena phalam drishtam. Drishtavan, take the van out. Right drishta. Phalam will be phalam in Prathama Vibhakti also. Drishta will match with phalam. So drishtam. And then convert the vanaraha to Tritiya. Vanarena. Astu.
நான் patitam அந்த மீனிங்ல யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டேன்.
Patitam, what is the tavatu pratyaya?
Patitavan.
Patita. Anga patitavan. Takaraha is there.
Only
so
we
when
remove
the
one only. Till ta is there, so the tam is welcome.
Correct. Whatever is the tavatu pratyaya, remove the van, vati, vat.
Drishtavat வரும்போது drishtam.
Drishtavat, drishtavan, drishtavati, drishtavat. That will become drishta. And then depending on what, rotika, drishta, right? Mahila, drishta, purushaha, drishtaha, mitram, drishtam. Whatever the lingam is, you have to match. I think I highly recommend all of you to go and listen to the recordings of 5th chapter, first bhaga, and 6th chapter, first bhaga one more time. Please do the abhyasa which is given in the book. Please do the homework that I have given. Grihapata, I think solution. 5th one I have not verified, Bagni. There are about 80 sentences that I have to verify. I have not time to do it. So table 5th solution from now, I think I will give it after I finish the classes, because this PowerPoint is taking a lot of my time. I have to invest here. I have to invest in creating the Grihapata. So the 5th chapter solution, I will give after I finish all the lessons, because at that time, I will have some time in hand to do the 5th solution. There are still solutions that I have pending for verification. So I want to focus on that. And that is just Vakya Rachanam, which is okay. Similarly, assessments also, I will give one by one. You write it, you keep your book or paper or whatever safely. Whenever I post the solution, you can cross-verify. If you see a Tankana dosha, you can message me or email me. I will fix it and I will re-upload it. So, and when you are verifying, always take it from the drive. The PDF that I post in the community is to just know that this is being done. But when somebody messages me with a dosha, either a vyakaranam or a tankana or something that I have missed, I fix it and re-upload in the drive. So always go to the drive to verify answers, because that will be the most up-to-date document. This is just to inform that this is being posted. That's all. Tankana dosha. Tankana is typing. Typing error. I want to type the and I type the there, right? I miss a makara, I make a spelling error. So that is Tankana. Tankana is typing. Yeah, please go through the 5th and 6th chapter one more time. The first part, which is the grammar part, is very, very important. The next, I think, is lang lakaraha karmani prayogaha. Then we have lot lakaraha karmani prayogaha, vidhiling lakarasya karmani prayogaha. So only if you have this base strong, which is lat lakaraha karmani prayogaha tavatu pratyayaha, then you will be able to breeze through the next 3 chapters easily. So make sure that you have, otherwise when I teach, you won't be, because I won't spend that much time in the subsequent chapters, because I have laid the foundation for karmani already. So make sure you listen to it one more time, do all the homework, do all the exercises given in the book. The entire Parichaya, the focus is on Viseshana, Viseshyam and Karmani Prayoga. And it's very, very important. I can't stress enough. I have a meeting at 1. I have to end the class now. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.